Going live right now. I'm so nervous. I have so many things I want to say. I've been dying to say, but I've not been able to. It hasn't been the time. I'm Janet Trevino, and I want to share. Some things have come to an end and has given me permission, and I'll explain. But as I share, I'm going to kind of make a list. I have a list here, and I'm going to use nonviolent communication to kind of describe how, what has changed and who I am and what my values are. So all of this is, I want to explain that, again, I'm very nervous, that for me, one of my highest values is authenticity and being human, like really living this experience. I've done my best to show you all that. So as a symbol of that, one of the things that have changed is I now need reading glasses to see the video better, to see myself better, to see my notes better. I have something in my throat, like a frog. This is the symbol of, yes, I'm getting older. I'll actually share one of my first celebrations is that a couple months ago, I celebrated my 8th year doing professional cuddling. So it's a long time. And if you look at my videos and my pictures, 8 years ago, I didn't have all this. And someone actually was like, oh my gosh, you have so much gray hair. And I'm like, it's been 8 years, y'all, since I made those videos on YouTube. Like, this is called aging. This is normal. 8 years is a long time. And this year has felt like 10 years all rolled into one. A lot has happened. And I may make mistakes as I share because, again, I'm human. I want to protect the people I love. I want to not say anything that would cause harm to anybody. And even if you were right here with me, right here, right now, I would tell you everything. Like, I'm not holding back at all in person, but in this kind of forum, I do need to be careful. So, first value of mine is contributing to life. And what that means is, at the end of last year, I had this deep sense, and I didn't understand why, but I gave up powerlifting. I mean, I had deadlifted 400 pounds. I had, at my height, I had done a 300-pound squat, and, bench was looking really good as well, close to 200, not in competition, but I've definitely done it outside and in the gym. So there was so much that was beautiful about that, and I gave it up. And I say contribution to life was my value because I just sensed that, like, my family really needed me, and I didn't know why. So giving up for my family and for their life really matters to me. And it'll explain itself when I tell you what happens next. This year also, I was betrayed. Oh my gosh. So the next value is discernment, the need for discernment. I experienced betrayal, experienced being in what I would consider a completely dangerous situation. Again, if you were here in front of me, I would tell you all the details, but there was a moment in the spring when under all the details of what was happening to me, I thought my life felt was in danger. And I put myself in a place that was absolutely not where I needed to be. So super scary. So having discernment about who I allow in my life, when to get out. This has been one of the huge lessons. Again, as I continue talking, some of these details will come into play. And increasing my boundaries. So I've been this person so trusting, and those of you who've watched me for years or whatnot, very trusting, very loving, and it's always like people are like, "Oh, we knew that one was coming." Maybe that could totally be true, but it wasn't ever a client. There was never a client in a client scenario where I experienced danger. You know, they say like, watch out for strangers, but it's not strangers. Yeah. My next value or need would be my need for mutuality. So discovering more around how much I give and have given for free for decades and given up my heart and myself. Oh, look. That's my cat. Her name is Honor. Hi, Honor. And so this mutuality of like starting to just grow more in my self-worth and say, you know, I deserve this, or this is what I want, or like for us to be in relationship or in connection, there needs to be a give and take there, and coming more into that. And it's hard for women, especially, for us to be like, no, I do deserve this, and I deserve, you know, yeah, nice things, right? Which, look at these beautiful earrings. I have a need, value, the next word for affection and care. These are beautiful. And I have been surrounded by people who have shown me a lot of affection, a lot of care, especially during the hardest things that I've experienced this year. So the next goes into the next thing. Value of mine is trust and integrity, and coming to acknowledging that like the only person I truly can trust is myself. Yeah, and my integrity. And I do the best that I can with information I have. But then beyond that, I really don't know people. Can't really truly know a person, even if you've been with them for years. You may think you know them, but it's not quite how that works. So then it goes to my next value, which is surrender. Lots of things are outside of my control, and they are that way for a reason. Especially when we're dealing with people that everyone's on their own life path, their own journey, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what people signed up for in coming to planet Earth to do this thing called human life. And I need to surrender to whatever it is that people are doing here. I don't get to control them or their actions. And yeah, I've been really practicing surrender, which then goes on to the next point, which is humility. Now I'm going to get into some more details because I'm realizing some of you might be like, this is boring because she's not getting to any specifics. And yes, if you're in a session with me and you're going to ask me like, what's the hardest thing that you've experienced this year? I'd be like, oh my gosh, let me tell you everything. I don't hold back. But humility of, so if you take everything what I just said and add in there that I'm not conventional. I have no desire to kind of follow status quo. I really follow my heart, follow what feels good to me. I'm in service to people in like what they're needing, and I respond to people. And so I'm in this like living this amazing experience and having an amazing time here. But what often happens, people like that, we're not conventional, we're not traditional, we're seen as suspicious. So here, I'm going to give you a detail. Over a year ago, the father of my children decided that my kids would be better in his care. And I didn't do much in the beginning. I waited to see kind of what was really going on, because my kids were having some issues. I needed more information. I needed to kind of see how things were going to play out. And when I found out kind of what was at the heart of some of the pain that my kids were experiencing, I was ready to, okay, let's look at what is at the best interest of them. And, you know, getting attorneys involved, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. Getting the court evaluator involved, getting, let's see, who else can we add there? Oh, the amicus attorney, very expensive, so expensive. All this money. And in the end, everyone agreed that I was not the favored parent. And it is very interesting to be in a place where like all these professionals, that their other parent would be a better fit for raising them. And these are teenagers, by the way. So the two that were really at play here, 14 and 16. And even though they had other wishes, that didn't really play. They didn't get to make a choice. So, surrender, right? Trust, humility, and, we've been talking about in public, this idea of like the traditional wife, right? Like she's out there, and I wish I could do a whole series on how I used to be a traditional wife before it was trendy. And the other part, the Catwoman, childless Catwoman, right? Those are like the two archetypes right now that are being played out. But we don't talk about the mother who's not raising her own children. That's a complicated one. And if it's by choice, it's one thing. But if it's by like the courts, and again we have these ideas of like, oh, she must be a drug addict, or she must be a track record, or whatever, like these judgments. But no, so the humility of not being the parent that's going to be raising my children and being the weekend parent, there's definitely humility there. And so as we finally finish this custody process, the sense and the value and the need for resolution and freedom. Because one of my kids has some severe mental health issues, I'm the kind of person that's like, okay, let's look at how this can serve, like how awesome this could be, And I'm like, oh my goodness, like freedom. To be able to now do what I'm called to do here. I knew that it was going to be a choice. Like, they told you all in the beginning of the year, I made this, to contribute to life. And so for me, it was contribute to my family. Like, it was a deep call to like give my family attention. And now it's like, okay, you did that. You showed up. You paid tens of, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, probably like over 20. I don't even know. I haven't counted. I'm not sure if I will count to fight for what your child wanted and to advocate for her. And in the end, it didn't work. For her, like what she wanted, but it's working because now my values for joy and passion and celebration of like following my own excitement and my passion and getting back on track and becoming more public and doing the videos and doing the things and like serving my clients and telling people, come and let's like cuddle together and like let's do this deeper work, the kind of work that I do around touch, and like let's do cuddle party again. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited about. And this house here, this is new. Those of you who are watching my videos, like what you're seeing is a brand new space. I'm in a new home and so much to celebrate here. And right on the other side of this curtain, which I don't know, I'll just show you really quick. Let's see if I can go. The camera's dirty. This is like the new studio space that they're working on right now. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's big. And like we can do again events, and there's so much. And I knew like I had to choose, like either I'm going to be raising my kiddos to adulthood and like working on mental health and like focusing pretty much solely on them, and then just doing, the cuddling on the side and kind of just making ends meet, or serving humanity in this broader and bigger way. And that goes to my value of service, that I'm here to serve and I will be there for my offspring in any way that I possibly can, but it's out of my hands sometimes, right? And that's important for me to acknowledge. I can do only so much. And so I need to trust that if you are the person out there that's like, I really want to work with her, it's me. Please come and seek me out and see what we can create together. My value of trusting myself and trusting that everyone is taking care of themselves, and whatever that looks like, it'll work out. So that's pretty much that story. There is another legal case also happening right now that I have cease and desist, like I can't talk about it. But there was somebody who deeply harmed my children and have harmed them to the point where they will be impacted for the rest of their lives. Again, someone I trusted, and I'm still waiting for an indictment. And the DA's office is slow on those kind of things. So that will come later once that indictment is set. And then, again, getting consent around, I don't know how much I'll be able to share because it's not totally my story. It's been a doozy of a year, but I am excited to get back and to be here and to be the light that I've been created to be, and provide in how I can and serve any of you who I can be of benefit to. So, thank you.